The master I chose to present on is Teresita Fernandez, and she was born in 1968. In the book Mastery by Robert Greene, he talks about how during her school days she always felt like the outcast. She never felt as though she had fit into a group. Her story resonates with me because while I was going through schooling, I never fit into one group. I had been friends with many people from many different groups. I then started a theater group in my high school, but still then, I still only had myself and friends in every other group. According to the Lehman Melpin article, Fernandez's works are included in many prominent collections and have been exhibited extensively both nationally and internationally at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, Massachusetts, the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth, Texas, the Smithsonian Museum of American Art in Washington, D.C., the Castello di Ravioli in Turin, Italy, the Krokoken Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., the Centro de Arte Contemporáneo in Spain, and the Institute of Contemporary Art in Philadelphia. Fernandez is currently on the board of ArtPace, a non-profit international artist residency program. In the book Mastery, 2 points of social intelligence that resonate with Ms. Fernandez are to craft the perfect persona and see yourself as others see you. In the section on how to create the perfect persona, Greene talks about how Teresita Fernandez had worked at night when the classroom was empty and it was cooler to work on her sculptures. By doing this allowed her finished projects to seem to have appeared out of nowhere and that Ms. Fernandez had some unique talent. My question for you, Ms. Fernandez, now that people have seen your work, you are a world-renowned artist. Do you still feel people are amazed that you have been able to create such fantastic pieces of sculpture? Greene also talks about seeing yourself the way others see you as another point of social intelligence. Once people saw Teresita Fernandez's work, she was no longer an outcast. She finally realized that she had been thrust into the spotlight for the first time in her life. Once people started to notice her, she felt as though they only saw this young, pretty woman. She then had to be adamant about making sure people saw her as a serious artist. This persona that she allows others to see her as helped her to now be on the board for ArtPace. My question to you, Ms. Fernandez, is do you still have to put on that persona when showing your own work? Or do you think that you have come to a point in your career where you realize that if someone judges you based on your looks or appearance and not your art, that they are really not worth your time or efforts? 2 of the 7 deadly realities that could have an impact on my own journey, if I am not careful, are envy and conformism. With envy, I could easily go out to Los Angeles and see a lot of people becoming successful around me, and I would want what they all have sooner than it naturally comes to me. I am not saying that I am an envious person, but if the people I know around me are becoming successful and I feel like I am getting nowhere fast, it could cause me to lose faith. I worry that my original pieces of work, people are not going to respond to the stories the way I want them to. Then I feel as though people who would allow me to produce the original idea would want me to change parts to make it less raw or to lighten it up a bit. But I don't want standards to inhibit my creative endeavors. If someone asked me to conform to the normalities, I'm not sure how I would answer them. But I do know that I will not take away the true emotions of the characters. I want my audience to feel what the character is feeling.